What's the deal with the headgear?
I'm going to work in an oil field.
In an oil field, like up on a rig, an oil platform?
Exactly.
You're going to need more than a pink hard hat for that.
I've got my safety goggles.
I see. I guess you're going to tell us all about it?
I will, if you'll just hop in and travel with us. I'm Kelly Phillips.
And I'm Bob Phillips, and this is Texas Country Reporter.
In our many miles over many years, we have found there are places in Texas where plain folks and professional photographers gather to witness the beauty of a sunset. But the oil field outside Tarzan, Texas is not one of those places. Don't tell that to Bob Callender. There's nowhere else in the world he'd rather be in the last few minutes of daylight than right here. That sunset would be so pretty if those oil rigs weren't in the way.
That is what makes a sunset. That is so beautiful. When you're sitting there and you're looking at those rigs that are out there, and I mean, to me, I think of a Christmas tree. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Miles away back home in Midland, Bob's passion for peculiar sunsets has taken over what started as a frame shop.
Oh my gosh, you did this?
Wow.
Look at that.
That's unbelievable.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All of these in here?
All these are mine, yes.
This has got to be the only fine art oil and gas gallery in the world.
Well, I'm not 100% sure about that, but whatever it is, this is what I do. Let me show you around.
Okay.
To me, this is some of the most beautiful landscape in all the world. I love all the rigs. I love the pump jacks. These are my cowboys. These are my blue bonnets. These are really just show a lot of artistic appeal to me.
A lot of people look at the rigs and the derricks out in the field and they see dirty, grungy. You see art.
I do. There's a mixture that you're looking at. You look at the beauty of the landscape, but then you also look at the harshness of the equipment that's out there. And to me, the mixture is just really, it's really cool. Every rig is kind of like a monument to hard work. It's a monument to America.
So tell me how many galleries that you're in.
Approximately around 900 galleries throughout the United States and Canada.
900?
900.
And counting.
This particular piece here I shot with my eldest son. We were actually going to Odessa, and as we were driving to Odessa, of course, I saw the shot, and I'm kind of one of those weird guys that stops, and I'm like, hey, let's stop and go take a look at this, and we get out there and take a shot of this one.
Isn't this pretty dangerous to be this close?
It's dangerous, but to me, it's beautiful. If you'd like, you can grab Bob, and we can go out there and take a look at it.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Where are we going?
We're gonna go get dirty, real dirty.
All right.
Instead of shooting around the rigs and finally getting to shoot on the rigs, that's when I got really fired up. Okay, you guys have to have hard hats on the rig. Seriously, you gotta have a hard hat. Now, when we get up there, you guys are on your own, because when I get up there, I get busy, so don't get in the way.
On our own. Aye, aye, sir.
All right.
For you to get on their rig and to be able to work with them, you almost have to have a rite of passage to be able to do that. Now, that'll wake you up. these guys are they're just amazing because their lives are in each other's hands. I mean, literally in each other's hands. There is a lot of stuff going on at this moment, and if you don't know what you're doing, you could definitely get hurt.
It's all in a day's work for Bob to drive miles and miles to find the right rig in the right light.
So you would drive past a cowboy going through a pasture to shoot an oil field worker?
In fact, I have actually, so yeah, you're right.
I knew it.
Yep, yep. To me, an oil rig, there's freedom in that, you know? At the same time, I also see my family in it. I see my brothers out there.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
You really captured that guy. That was the moment, wasn't it?
That was the moment.
So is there anybody else out there in the world that's making heroes out of these oil field workers?
Well, you know, I'm sure there's surely someone else, but I tell you what, I really have been honored to get to do that for them, because to me, they're a very unique group of people.
Nobody else has ever thought about taking a picture of a welder and hanging it in a gallery.
You know, that was actually an accidental shot. Welders are kind of that unappreciated bunch, and that work that they do is amazing.
Where did your appreciation come from?
Actually, when I was about 7 years old, I got adopted into a family, and by the time it was all said and done, there was about 10 of us. My dad, he was 50 years old, I was 7, and he just loved me as his son, and so, you know, we just went everywhere together, and part of that would be going out on the rigs. I didn't know that I had this passion until he had passed away. He had diabetes and he was losing his eyesight, and he told me, he says, Bob, you know, it'd be the most amazing thing is for someone to go out and to take a recorder and record the sound of that rig. Remember how the sound of that rig was just all crazy? And to him, that was music to him. And at that moment, it's like something clicked inside of me, and I saw something totally different. I saw something totally artistic. This is the twilight zone time. Twilight zone, but it's
Twilight time.
It's twilight time. It is the hour for the photographer. This is it.
What do you think your dad would think of you now and what you're doing?
I'd hope he'd be extremely honored, you know, or proud of me, you know. I mean, he's been a huge inspiration to me. And if I can show a little bit of him, and I hate to get emotional about that, but it's he was somebody that was just amazing to me.
It seems Bob Callender's daddy gave him two profound gifts: the gift of a family and the inspiration to find heroic images among the hardworking people in the oil field. Bob's work may be in hundreds of galleries and private collections, but his heart is right here. The last few minutes of another West Texas setting sun.
Well, that's about it.
That's it?
That's it.
Tomorrow's another day.
Tomorrow is another day. I still can't thank my dad enough for teaching me how to work and how to get out there and respect those guys that work so hard. And wish he was still here. Wish I could tell him.